What's up, bosses? Carlin here. We are sitting down with Mark Holland today. He's actually going to be telling us a little bit about insurance. So tell us a little bit about Universal Insurance Agency. You know, what does it do? Kind of, obviously, it's an insurance company. So is it specialized, or does it kind of do a little bit of everything?
No, we're a general insurance agency. We have a parent company, First United Bank. We have people that specialize in different areas. Mine is transportation, and then energy and construction, because those spaces have a lot of DOT registered trucks as well.
You handed us your business card, and the first thing we all said was, man, that is a lot of designations. It's a lot of specializations. So run us through a little bit of what those are and exactly what you use them for.
It's just deeper education, because so many people in the insurance business don't take the time to really learn the implications of what that contract language says. And you can look at in any insurance policy, whether it's your basic auto policy, general liability, trucker's policy, whatever. And there'll be about 3 times as much printed language of what's not covered versus what is. And I just try to help people have a good understanding of both sides of that. And when we talk about exclusions, we talk about how it can potentially impact their company and how to engineer around it.
Your most recent designation is the Transportation Risk Specialist.
Correct.
What does that mean, and what did that entail?
They bring all of the top experts in the industry from around the country in to teach their programs. It's about a 42-hour course, and you learn the very specifics about the exposures that truckers face, from different lawsuit angles, physical damage, loss of cargo, whatever it might be, and then how to structure their coverage properly, defend themselves should a suit in one of those areas come up. But equally as important, what's going on in the litigation space for truckers and some things that they need to think about to protect their organizations and their assets. As
a owner-operator, as a trucking company in general, they're going to obviously have a different insurance than a normal four-wheeler is. So myself buying it for my ride. So what do they need to really look for? I mean, obviously they could go to any insurance company and be like, I'm a trucker, I need trucking insurance, give it to me. But why did they need to look for someone who's specialized?
Well, because the basic motor carrier policy written by an organization called the Insurance Services Office of America, the basic policy is the same language. However, each individual insurance companies, they will put endorsements and amendments onto those policies to either broaden coverage or restrict coverage. And so you need to work with somebody that has the ability to really explain to you what those amendments and endorsements say. And then once you get into the cargo space, whenever you're hauling property for others, there is no standard language in that industry. And so you have to look very carefully at how it defines what cargo is covered, when the coverage applies and when it doesn't. And I'll give you 3 words which seem similar, but they're quite different. And that's care, custody, and control, or care, custody, or control. So depending on what that policy says, if it says care, custody, and control, then you have to meet all 3 of those conditions in order to trigger coverage, as opposed to care, custody, or control. Now you only have to meet 1.
What are the top 5 things a driver, an owner-operator, a company that's forming, what are those top 5 things that they really need to know in terms of insurance?
1, they need to look at how their assets are held. Because these nuclear verdicts, which I think we're going to talk about in a minute, are just completely off the chart, and no trucker can afford to go buy $20 or $30 or $40 million worth of insurance. And so they need to get themselves into a position to whatever entity they're doing the hauling in doesn't have any assets. And so what's generally recommended is to set all your equipment up into a legally structured leasing company, lease it back to the operating entity, keep no assets in the operating entity, and then if a nuclear verdict is ever handed down against you, you don't lose all your stuff. And typically in the court system, what happens is if there's $1 million or $2 million limit, when that person signs an affidavit saying there's no other assets, then that plaintiff's attorney will normally settle for the insurance limits.
Obviously, you have a phone number, website, things like that. Let us know about all that so they can find you.
The website is www.universalinsurance.com. So they can get us there. Obviously, our phone numbers are there.